Hello everyone. So Gina.
It's a special day.
Yes. Reflect and Reset with Maria and Gina. And today we are so excited because we have a very special show with very special guests, and we're going to talk about them in a little bit. But we want to thank our friend Ariano from Garibaldi, Via Garibaldi, which is a restaurant on 1 North Broadway. It is an amazing Italian restaurant. I highly recommend coming here. The food is amazing.
The food's amazing. We're filming from here tonight. He was very gracious to allow us to film this very special show.
Yes.
So it's
and our show is about love. It is about a love story. I happen to, I'm very excited because I know this beautiful couple, Claudia and Pierre. Hi guys.
Hi Maria, hi Gina, how are you?
So I happen to know them, and Gina and I wanted to invite them to this show because we were looking for a couple that represents what marriage should be like. And I know marriage is difficult, and I know that, there's a journey that people take, and for whatever reason, it doesn't always work out. I've known that twice, unfortunately. But I am very hopeful that love will come again. And but we want to learn from people that actually are able to make it work. They have a beautiful family, and we want to hear your story, because I could tell the story, but let's let them do it, right?
So how did you guys meet? So let's start there.
Okay, we met in Colombia. We are originally from Colombia. Back in '94, we were super young. We had friends in common. I was just starting college, and he was in a different college, but we hang out with the same group pretty much, right? We never dated back then, never.
How long did you know each other before you dated?
6 years.
Wow. So
6 years. Well, sometimes I guess friendship that comes, marriages that come from friendship first.
Yeah.
That might be one of the secrets. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we never dated, but we were friends. And time went by. I finished college, and I moved to Mexico for so many personal reasons. And the day I was flying to Mexico, I met a guy from Chile, and he happened to be one of my husband's best friends.
Wow.
On the airplane, I met him. So he gave me a piece of paper that I still have, and he told me, "Oh, I have a lot of Colombian friends living here in Mexico. You have to meet them. I'm gonna give you their phone numbers. Pierre Noriega and another one, and his name." And I still have the piece of paper, and it was so fun because I thought, well, he's a guy from Chile who just met me. He's never calling me, right? So after a couple weeks, he called me. I was already living in Mexico with my aunt, to invite me to a party, a Colombian party. So I went there, but he wasn't there. He was in Acapulco having fun with a lot of ladies.
Well, everyone does have a past.
Well, he's a good-looking guy. What do you expect?
And,
Single, good-looking, and successful.
But everybody was talking about Pierre Noriega from Los Andes University, which is a very well-known university in Bogota. I was like, Pierre Noriega is just one, and I know him. So we started talking on the phone, and then we went to a concert. That was the first time I saw him in the Shakira concert in Mexico. We were supposed to meet at his place. So I went there, and he opened the door. I was like, "Ooh, hi, I remember you." So, but we started as friends. At the beginning, we became really close friends.
How long did that take?
A few months.
A few months?
Yeah.
And how about you, Pierre? What were you feeling when you saw her?
Well, I liked her since I met her back in '94. But we never dated, so it was.
She didn't know that you liked her.
No, she didn't.
It was in your heart.
It was in my heart.
Timing is everything.
I really liked her, but it didn't. It wasn't the right time. I guess that's how I see it. So when I was living in Mexico, then my friend from Chile, he told me that he met this girl from Colombia. The name sounded familiar, but I couldn't relate the name to the face. So when she came to my place, I was like, oh, I definitely know who you are. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it worked out pretty well.
So I'm sorry, this was a blind date?
No.
Oh.
No, but
It was a
he
big
was
crowd.
connected.
It was a big crowd that was
Got it.
going to the Shakira concert.
Got it.
Right, so all our Colombian friends
Yeah.
actually met at my place,
Yeah.
and they went there. So everybody started kind of arriving, and then when she got to my place, I said, "Oh,
I
I
was
definitely know her."
the first one to arrive, right?
You were the first one to arrive, so it was pretty cool. It was
You
pretty
were
cool.
very happy when you saw her.
I was very happy. Then we both had our hearts broken previously, so we shared a lot, right? And it was, and I think she was instrumental in me getting over through my past relationships, and our friendship grew, right? And
Yeah.
we got to a point in which we were lucky enough that she got a job offer. She got a work permit. She decided to stay, and then that's when we actually kind of spoke
Make
about
it
our feelings.
official. Yeah.
We made it official, and we started formally.
So we're gonna start by trying to keep some point. For me, what I gathered from this part of the story is friendship.
Oh, definitely.
That is a key, and I know that you have an amazing relationship
So, you know,
too.
Paul's biggest thing is that you have to know somebody 5 seasons, and that you have to like your partner. It's know, he said. I remember the first time he said to me, "I really like you." I said, "You like me?" You know, we were together for like a year. I said, "What do you mean you like me?" He goes, "No, you have to like somebody to be able to really be in love with them." And that's a really true. It's a true fact.
And
It's a true fact.
you liked each other before you actually ended up loving and falling in love with each other.
Yeah.
So that's point number one. Okay, let's continue the story. So you guys then started dating.
It was a process, and because we had our hearts broken at the beginning, and we became friends, so we knew a lot about each other. So when we started officially, and I started to have stronger feelings for him, I was like, "I love you," and he was like, "What is love for you?" I'm like, "What? What do you mean? I love you. I'm saying I love you." So we started working on the confidence, to gain self-confidence back again, because we were broken. Yes. So
So how long did you guys dated before you got married?
2 years.
2 years, yeah.
2 years. That's a good time.
Yeah.
You know, I think you get to.
It's 8 seasons, so we
I think we're good.
8 seasons, so they passed the first test. Okay, great.
Yes.
So, okay, so you, how did you guys, because we only have 30 minutes, so I want to make sure we get to the meat, because you've been together for 17 years, so I want to know how he proposed to you.
Oh.
I want you to tell the story.
Yeah, you have to.
I think that's one of the best part of our history together, because back then, we lived in a different world, right, in terms of how business was conducted. And Claudia started working for a .com company, so it was the boom, right? There was people were throwing money all over the place, right? And they actually hired her to kind of raise funds, and she was traveling all over the city, getting investors. So it was a very exciting job. So she worked there for a year and a half, but then after a year and a half, they ran out of money, right? Because most of the business models of all these .com companies were not based on true metrics, right?
Yeah.
So when the day came and told her that we're done, and then she called me and said, "Well, I don't have a job
I'm
anymore.
done. My permit was done.
And without a job, she doesn't have a work permit, right? So I already had bought the ring. I just was waiting for the right time. So I waited for weeks. I had the ring. I was keeping it, and I was just trying to find for the right moment. And then when she called me, then I said, "You know what? Let's go out for dinner." I picked her up, and then we went to my place. So I put music, I put the ring, I lit candles.
He made me wait in the car because he
He
said,
needed to
I
get
need
all
to-
of that.
I need to pick up some things so we can go to the restaurant. I'm like, okay. I stayed in the
So
car.
then we went out for a while, and then when we came back, we went in, and she said, "Well, what's going on?" And And I told her, well, do you want to marry me? And then she started crying. She didn't respond. And I know, well, is it a yes? Is it a no? And that moment, it kind of clicked, because I thought, oh, she thinks I'm doing this because she lost her job. I said, no, I'm serious. So turn your head. The ring is there. So this is not just this is not just a kind of a spur of the moment, right? No, this is real. This is true. And that's when she said yes, and we started calling people, and it was a very nice day. Very nice.
So then you guys, he proposes, and then how long was when was the wedding? After that?
Well, I'm a planner. So before proposing, I wanted to figure out everything around our wedding, right? So I heard from people that had gotten married during that time, you need at least 10 months to plan the wedding, right? I said, well, how do we put a budget together? Because one of the things that I wanted for us was to make our own wedding. So we didn't want our parents paying for our wedding. We wanted to pay for our own wedding. We wanted to be in our terms. We wanted to be with our crowd, with our people, right?
And
so,
you guys were was it easy to agree to that? Like you were in agreement, the two of you wanted to, was it difficult to plan the wedding? No?
No. Well, we were, because we got married in Colombia, so it was difficult because we were not there.
But between the two of you, that didn't create any...
No. Yeah, so I was...
Because I know a lot of times...
I was just concerned about the booze, and then I let Claudia to deal with the rest. So, and it worked out pretty well.
So you got married in Colombia, and then you came back and you lived where?
We lived in Mexico in total for 6 years, almost.
Yeah, almost 6 years.
Almost 6 years. That was one of the biggest challenge we had to face, because I was working for Hewlett Packard. I was doing really well, growing a lot professionally, and one day, well, he told me there's an opportunity for me to do my master's degree in Canada. And well, headquarters, he was working for a bank, the same bank forever. So we can get transferred there, and it's a big opportunity for me. So okay, I tried to get transferred from Hewlett Packard from Mexico to Canada, but it didn't work. So to me was a big deal to face a change.
You sacrificed.
Yes.
Because it was the best thing for the family, right? For the
family.
two of you right now.
And it was a big change because Mexico is, well, at that time we were alone, no kids, a lot of partying.
We were both working. We had, there was
a lot of financial flexibility, everything. So, and the language and the weather, everything was like completely different. So I had to start studying a lot English and how to apply.
You spoke no English?
I used to know a little bit,
and
but I had
Pierre?
to.
You?
Yeah,
He was fluent?
Yeah.
Because you were working for an American company, right?
I was working for a Canadian company.
Canadian company.
Yeah.
So that's what drove us to Canada.
So commitment, so we go friendship, commitment, right? In understanding that there's compromise. So there was a commitment to keep the two of you together, and there's gonna be times in relationships, and we know it, that we have to compromise. So you had to go with him to Canada, and then that's where you stationed yourself and started your family, right?
Yes, and well, being in Mexico and being in Canada and being here, we learn how to face problems, just the two of us, not involving family.
Because you didn't have family, actually.
Yeah, because sometimes you go to your mom's and you stay there until something happens, but we didn't have that.
What kind of problems are you talking about? Like, what were those?
Well,
Disagreements.
Arguments
that you would normally run to mom, and
exactly.
but you couldn't. You were stuck having to face and talk it through.
Yeah, and coming from a Latino family, well, family gets very involved in relationships, right? So
Italian families do too.
They're very intrusive, right? And I think one of the biggest blessings for a relationship was to kind of grow away from the influence of our families, because we were forced to work our problems, right? And
I-
kind of deal with them.
I just remember one time we had a fight. It was a big disagreement. We were living in Mexico, and in Mexico it's really famous because they have scorpions, a lot of scorpions. So I was like with my pillow and my blanket and everything. I was ready to go to the to the other room when I saw a big scorpion coming, saying hi. I'm like, okay.
The problem was resolved by a scorpion. That's
Yeah.
cute.
It's so funny.
So yeah, she had to go
Yeah.
back to the bedroom, and we have to patch things
But
up.
that
work
was
it
like
out.
the only time I decided to sleep
Nice.
like in a different bed.
So you guys sleep together whether you are happy with each other or
Oh
not?
no, the scorpion.
The
It was
scorpion
that they sleep
actually.
together because she was going to the couch. Just so we
But she learned. There was,
See,
out of
the
every bad situation, something good
right,
comes
it
out.
was a sign.
It was
Yes.
like-
Get back in bed and fix it.
Yeah,
Right?
That's
right.
awesome. So you're in Canada now,
We are in Canada.
and you started a family. How far from there?
So we were in
It was like 3
Canada,
years.
2 years. 2 years after
2 or 3
getting to
years.
Canada.
Because you were getting your
a
master's
degree,
degree.
and I was working at the same time. So it was
Wow.
it was a lot. It was a
Yeah.
lot to deal with, and
I was also working because I got a job and I was working for a language company.
Mhm.
So yeah, we were working and we got pregnant.
Yep.
Well,
So-
the first
Beautiful
that's
Thomas.
the next channel. That's the
That's
next
the
challenge
previous
we had a
chapter to
miscarriage.
Thomas.
Oh.
Prior to
Prior
Thomas.
to
When you were in
two
Canada,
beautiful
you had
boys.
your
Yes.
first pregnant.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
and it was
They have two beautiful boys.
Another really, really, really difficult situation for us because, well, when you were expecting and we were planning to start the family and this happens, I was devastated, and he was amazing during my psychological and emotional recovery because he was all the way.
You were there, you were getting your master's, you were working, and now
And we
you're
were
dealing
friends.
with your wife that is going through this, but you found a way, because I mean, that is amazing, you know, that you found what's important, because ultimately your job and all of that, it's not as important as your wife going through such an
You put
experience.
things in the balance and you realize what's important. Fortunately, I got a lot of support at work. Had things been different, then I would kind of question, right, being with that employer, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all about people. But yeah, I got a lot of support at work. And family was also very supportive. But those were kind of very difficult months. But when a door closes, as we say in Latin America, and well, you open a window, right? And a few months later, we got pregnant with Tomas. So,
Which you will meet at the end of the show because I
Yes.
have to introduce you to my
Yes, we're
favorite
gonna have to-
boys.
Yes, they're amazing boys, beautiful.
but it was also well filled with challenges because it was a difficult pregnancy. So the good thing for us is that we lived a block away from work, and Claudia was in bed rest for a month. So if she wanted water, then I would actually leave work, walk back home, give her water, and head back. Right. So that's the kind of
And I see that in you because I happen to, know you, and I see how you support each other. I mean, it's beautiful to see, honestly. That's why I was, when we were thinking about what couple do we bring to the show.
Easy pick.
It was easy to pick you because I see the support and the love that you have for each other. And I've been in situations where I've seen you being there for your husband and your husband being there for you.
Yeah.
So that's key. You have to support each other. You have to be
Yeah.
friends. You have to compromise, and you have to support each other.
We always say we are a team, right? The four of us, we are a huge team, and if some of us, if we're not
one fails, then
yeah,
the whole team's
the
gonna
whole
fail,
team is
right?
gonna
So.
fail.
Yeah.
So it's getting everybody aligned and getting everybody on the same page. I think that's the critical part, because it's in relationships it's very difficult. Well, it's very easy to kind of fall in the trap of questioning gender behavior, right? So women like certain things, men like certain other things, and we usually kind of use those gender-specific features to kind of question our relationships. And at the end of the day, you really have to realize that we're different, but at the same time, we can grow together, right?
And we have basic needs as human beings
Absolutely.
that have to be fulfilled. And we
Yeah.
all want to feel wanted. We all want to feel supported. We all want to feel that there is somebody rooting for us. That there is somebody that if we fall, that they're going to pick us up.
And it's also okay not to feel it all the time.
Yeah.
It's also okay to know that we're all human.
Yeah.
And we all have our own issues inside.
Yes.
As Maria likes to say, we're all broken.
Yeah.
But to be able to understand that and to realize that somebody may not be there 100%, but they're there, 99%.
Yeah.
And that's so important. And as times get harder, the love gets harder and gets stronger.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
think we have learned how to face our challenges or our mistakes or our weaknesses and turn those into strengths and into stronger love and stronger family. Because all the time when we face something, we feel indestructible. Like because we are together and there's nothing that can
You can't do.
set us
Nothing
apart.
can hurt you because
Yeah.
they're indestructible. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. And so tell us then, you ended up having 2 children.
Yes. So Pierre was saying that the first pregnancy was really hard, and the second one, Sebastian, was even harder because we found out that on the first trimester that the doctors told us that Sebastian was sick. He was coming with Down syndrome and a lot of, they gave us like a huge list of things that he had or could have had, right? So it was really stressful. I had to stop working and dedicate my heart and soul to my 2 little ones. And my pregnancy, it was a high-risk pregnancy. So, and I had a 1-year-old with me. So it was
So
really
were
hard.
they like confident that he was down? Or were they said, well, we're not sure?
No, it
Signs
was,
are showing.
it was a high risk.
It was a high risk,
Yes,
really. And
really
look how
high
perfect he
risk.
is.
Yeah, you're gonna meet him. He's beautiful.
Yeah, so I call him a miracle. And he was born the day before my birthday. So he is my miracle. And Tomas as well. They are like everything for us.
One of the things that I noticed with your boys is that they're so respectful. They're so well behaved, and they're beautiful kids. And what I love is that, I was telling Gina, I can't believe that in the Latino culture, there's many people that do not teach their kids Spanish. It's like the more you know, the better off you are. It's like, to know another language. Gina is taking on Spanish, by the way. Yes, she hired a teacher, so she's going to be talking Spanish. But you've taught them Spanish. They're very respectful boys, very loving. So how do you think you're accomplishing that?
It's not easy. It's not because you see a lot of the external influence, right? So we live in America, right? And it's just kind of the first language for everybody. But what we're telling them is that exactly what you're just alluding to, which is it's better to speak 2 languages rather than 1, right? And it's kind of having the ability to develop relationships with people from different cultures, right? And we've been exposed. We lived in 3 countries already. We've been exposed to so many different cultural elements of each country that we lived in. So we wanted to kind of actually embrace that. And
Were they old enough to appreciate that though? How old were they when you moved from Canada?
They were very young.
They were
very young.
young.
Yeah. So Tomas was 4 and Sebastian was 2.
Okay.
So they this is home for them, but we've been trying to expose them to to the roots, right?
Yeah.
To their relatives in Colombia, to their Canadian roots as well, right? We've spoken to them about our life in Mexico because we want them to know as much as they can about the world, right?
Yeah.
So what would you advise people that are getting married? So there's, a lot of people that are in love, especially tomorrow is going to be the, Valentine's Day. And, it's being in love is beautiful, but sometimes it doesn't last, right? So if you are a couple that is, a new couple that is thinking of getting married, what would be the advice to that couple?
Well, I would say don't try to change the other person, but you can learn how to grow with that person.
That's great.
That's
be willing to accept.
Yeah.
Be
And
willing to
accept,
and
be willing to accept your own weaknesses and turn them into something good for the both of you. Because yes, you are an individual and you grow with different backgrounds and different cultures and different education, but you can learn how to manage that.
Yeah.
Being a couple.
I think that in the beginning, when you first get married, you're so excited, and you're so in love, and then we all know that love changes, right? But it turns into different forms of love.
Yes.
And I find that, and I find just with people that I know, that when they hit that one point of changing the love, it's not the same, and they want that fire again.
Yeah.
And unless you work for it, right, you're not going to have that fire again. The love changes.
Yep.
But, and I find that a lot of people don't want that. They're always seeking for that first new relationship again.
Yeah.
But you guys have sustained because you keep that fire going.
Well, oftentimes people get carried by love, or by the concept of love, but they don't have the tough conversations, right, about the likes, the dislikes, right, and the typical things that you will encounter down the road, right, when difficult situations arise. And I think we had the opportunity because we had to take the course to get married, and it was I think it was instrumental from the point of view of actually learning about the other person, and actually having the conversations that you haven't had a chance to have before, right? When you're so mellow, you're so involved within the relationship, you forget that there are things that you need to think about if you're gonna try to kind of live the rest of your life with a person.
And I'm reading this book, and it's the 7 Habits of
Highly Effective People.
And one of the things that they say is that love is a verb. It's not what love is the support that you give, the helping that you give, the holding that you give. Yeah. It's everyone's like, I want to be in love, and what he says is, then love her. I fell out of love. No, love's a verb. Love her. Right. And the truth is that I'm starting to understand that it means something. The word love is just a word. It's the actions that you put into that.
Yeah.
That is love.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful because you guys do it, and I know Paul and I do it, and it's an amazing feeling, and I want you to do it again.
Yes. I am so
Anybody
hopeful.
out there who's looking for a hot woman, she's right here.
My partner always joking. Well, I can tell you there's a book that I would recommend to all of you. It's called The 5 Language of Love. And that book, I'm blocking the name of normally I try to remember the author, but The 5 Language of Love is a book that all of you that are married or getting into a relationship, or even, my son recommended it to me after I went through my divorce because he said, this will be a good book for you to learn for your next chapter. And I highly recommend it. And it talks about what we're talking here. Mm-hmm. You have a different language of love. What is important to you, he needs to learn what's important to you. And what I see is with you guys is that you have learned that. She knows the language that you need. What is the language of love for you? And you know the language for her. And that is beautiful. And I know, marriage is not always easy. It will never be. But guess what, guys? Life is not easy, period.
Yeah.
We have challenges every day.
And nowadays, I feel like people give up so easily on everything.
Yeah.
For whatever problem they have, they like, oh, I'm out of here because this is too hard. No, we have to learn how to face difficult situations. with your partner.
Yeah.
Because that's why that person is your partner. Because you chose that person to be by your side.
Yeah.
Not here, here.
That's great. And especially you have to like the person.
Yeah.
You know, we go back to that. If you like the person, then you work things out.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank again Ariano, our friend, our best friend. He's amazing. He has 2 restaurants, and we are in one of them. It's called Via Garibaldi, 1 North Broadway in White Plains. The food is incredible, so I invite you to come into the restaurant. You're going to love it. And I also want to thank you guys for being in our show and sharing your story.
And before we go, come on.
Yes, come on, guys.
You're gonna meet these 2 beautiful, beautiful boys
They're
who
playing
have,
soccer, so
who have my heart.
Yes.
Sebastian, and Tomas.
And Tomas.
And these
Yeah.
are beautiful, beautiful products of their love, and we love you guys.
This
We
is
love
our
all of
family
you
too.
Yes, beautiful family. Thank you so much for watching us, and please like us. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.